Welcome, everyone, to the pilot of our Planning Legacies Financial Group podcast series. I am Ron Luce. I'm joined by Russell Luce and Tara Gordon.
Good morning.
Go ahead and introduce you guys a little bit. Tell everybody that is watching who you are, experience, years in the field, etc.
Ladies first.
Okay. Hi, I'm Tara Gordon, and I am partner of Planning Legacies Financial Group. I've been in the business for about 10 years now, and I have extensive experience working with Medicare beneficiaries. Also experience for the past 10 years in insurance products. I started my career with Medicare. I really like helping our Medicare beneficiaries understand the complex rules of Medicare. With that being said, I also like helping, just being servants to our clients.
I'm Russell Luce. I kind of started this ball wax back in 2017. 2007 or 2017. Holy smokes. I started it strictly because I was tired of working in corporate America. I wanted to do what's best for our clients and not what carriers wanted. So I decided to start Planning Legacies Financial Group. It went well. Then I figured out a couple of years ago, about 8 years ago, I want to say, that I needed to bring a partner in because I was at that time in my mid-50s. And I found Tara at an event and became partners. My background is I've been in the industry for about 34 years. Been in every aspect of the industry where I've been an advisor, a training manager, I've been an assistant director, I've been a director. So this was just a kind of a natural progression for me to start a firm and try to build something, as our company has said, Planning Legacies. We want to build legacies for families that we work with. I have a background in special needs planning because Ronald has two brothers, my sons who are autistic. So I've been around special needs planning for about 25 years. We do wealth management. We do a lot with elder planning because of Medicare, specialty that Tara has brought to the table. But also, we just basically look at our clients holistically. We don't go with any preconceived thought process. The fact that we have 3 different generations in our firm, I think, is very beneficial. I'm a baby boomer, or on the border of baby boomer. Tara is Generation X. Ronald's a millennial, if you want to go into that type of thing. But it's also nice because we have different experience levels, so we have different ways that we look at things, but we also bring different perspectives just from our experience ourselves in the field. And we're doing this just to basically bring information out to folks that when they start thinking about stuff, that they have some type of resource. So that's why we want to do this.
Absolutely, an emphasis to your point, right, on the independent aspect of the business. It's client focused. We're not captive agents for one carrier. No. It is what's best for the client, no matter where that product is with any of the carriers that we work with. And that's where that client focus comes into play. I'm Ron Luce, if you can tell by the last name. Yes, Russ is my father. I've had a lot of influence over the course of my life in the industry, but I'm brand new to it. I'm about a year into the industry now. I served in corporate accounting for about 10 years, both in an internal standpoint with Jones Lang LaSalle, and then moving on to more of like a consulting standpoint with one of the big public accounting companies here in the area, in the Chicagoland area. And taking that experience and bringing that to the business now, it has been exciting. And part of the reason why we're doing this is so everybody can get a little bit of the aspects, as my father noted here, of different generations, different experience levels, and just different points of view that are ultimately going to give you, the beneficiary of this information, the most knowledge that you can possibly consume, and the most viewpoints as well, to get different perspectives on different things. And you kind of noted a little bit to it already, kind of the what are these? Why are you guys sitting around the table talking about what we do and things like that? And we're here to, talk about, why we're doing these. We're going to do a variety of different events. It's going to be, if it's current events, things that are happening that we feel like you should be informed about as a potential beneficiary. Depending on the time of year, critical points. Of course, Medicare becomes very busy toward the end of the calendar year every year with open enrollment. So that is something to keep an eye on as well. And then, of course, just key topics that pop up over the course of any given year, different changes to whether it's annuities, whether it's wealth management products, etc. That will, again, keep everybody informed. And again,
So we want this to be informational. We want you to feel comfortable knowing that you're seeing the views that we have, and we all have different views. We like the hashing back and forth because all we work for is you. We don't work for any carrier or any company. We are truly independent because of the fact is we want to do what's best for our clients at all times. I'm a fiduciary, so by rule, because they're part of my firm, they have the same responsibilities. What a fiduciary is, we have to do what's best interest at your disposal, on your behalf, every time. And we take pride in that.
Absolutely.
We take a lot of pride in that as a firm. We want to do what's best for our members, our clients.
Absolutely. And I think that transitions kind of nicely into the why. It is about helping people.
Correct.
You've mentioned with Medicare
Yes.
and that ability to help people through, whether it's just simply knowledge, understanding the process and how things are happening. Because, I mean, you've experienced it now for 10 years.
Right.
It's complicated.
It's very complicated. And whether it's Medicare or we're talking about retirement planning, it's drinking from a fire hose.
Yeah.
There's so much information that you are bombarded with and you don't know where to start, what road to go down,
Or
what
who
to
you
look
can
up,
trust.
who you can trust, or who you can even talk to.
Absolutely.
So,
And that's, in our industry, trust is a lot of things. What do you mean by that? You're asking somebody to give you information and give you, I'll just put it this way, give you advice on very,
Correct.
situations that are going to affect you for years to come. Would you
well,
agree?
well, I would agree because you have to think, when you are at retirement age, your health insurance and your managing your assets in retirement are the two most important things in your life at that time of your life.
Yep.
So you want to make sure you trust somebody. You want to make sure that that person is giving you time. You want to make sure that that person, and like we do, whether it's Medicare or it is investment products or whether it is, retirement planning, we like to just bring clients in and give them an educational meeting at the beginning.
Yes,
We like to sit them down. There's no talk about, trying to sign something or saying we're doing something right this second. We take a holistic view to where we sit down, give you a educational appointment, and then from there, you kind of let us know what you're looking for. And then as more of a holistic view, all three of us, with our three different generations and our three different outlooks, we all kind of come together and we then kind of show you what our ideas are. And the client is actually boss. The client is the one telling us what they want done. We are just the educational piece.
Right.
Absolutely.
When Tara and I first started our partnership 8 years ago, somebody said, you need to really come up with some type of name for your system. And we did.
Mm-hmm.
If you notice, our logo looks like a compass because you're going to go through times in your financial lives that you're going to have rough seas. How do I get through those rough seas? How do I get those seas smoother? So that information, we hope to make your life smoother. We hope to give you that calmness of being on the water going, okay, I can go through this because I have a team behind us.
Mm-hmm.
So we came up with the name of our program called Generational Planning System, GPS, because we want to give you that roadmap. We want to be able to, you tell us where you want to end up, and we will show you, in our professional opinion, again, just our professional opinion, how, we can get you there. And the nice thing about it, it says Generation Planning System. We didn't realize this, but now we have three different generations of individuals.
Yes.
So we like to bring families in. Because growing up, I'm oldest of, obviously, out of the three of us. Families didn't talk about money back then.
No.
It was taboo.
My parents didn't even talk about money.
And especially not an Italian family, we're
No.
both Italians.
They taught us how to save money.
But as far as, having a conversation about how much dad made or how much mom made or what did you
Never.
do for retirement or that was
Never
never
talked
brought
about.
up. It just wasn't brought up, and that's still kind of common in today's day
Yeah.
and age. Families just we always laugh when we're dealing with families. Oh, my kids will get along great when we leave this earth.
Not always.
Not always, sometimes. But I think the fact that we have the generational difference, we had a recent client recently that Tara started meeting with that said we'd like the fact that you have 3 separate generations. So we know we'll be dealing with somebody for years to come. And that's basically why I brought a younger partner in, because I wanted to make sure that our clients have somebody for years to come.
Absolutely.
And in all actuality, in our case, Ronald's just 31, or will be 31 here soon.
Yeah, easy. Don't
Yeah,
age me too.
a couple more days. The fact that, his career is 30 years to 40 years out. I'm on the tail end of my career. I'm probably looking at another 15 years in. Tara's basically kind of in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what we'd like is, we don't want our clients to feel like if something happens to one of us, that they don't know who they're turned to.
And in addition to that too, you mentioned the concepts behind the backbone of what Planning Legacies was meant to do, right? The navigation of the sea. Just as a compass would navigate a sailor, the sailor's still making the decision, right?
Correct.
It's the exact way
Exactly.
that we approach this with the client. Ultimately, at the end of the day, it's what's best for you. It's your decision. It's your money. But we are here to be that navigation vehicle for you through those decisions. And even to your point on family, and I think this is so important because you look at some of those bigger firms that exist out there that people think would be, okay, we're going to trust them, right?
Right.
They have the
Yeah.
assets to back up. They have the manpower.
The
They
name.
have the brand identity, but they don't always have 3 generations working with these families. It might
Or
be
different genders.
right. It might be somebody of one a group of one gender and one age group that is managing, trying to help the younger people in the family understand what their parents are going through, or maybe even their grandparents are going through. And that's something that I think makes Planning Legacies Financial Group very unique in that sense, is how we're going to bring that holistic approach. Again, not just for you, but for your children, for your for your grandchildren, if you're a grandparent, and making sure that everybody's taken care of, not just in the now, but also in the future as well. And that's, again, a big why to this. And it's the encouragement to learn more. And, these podcasts aren't going to be the golden ticket to the Wonka factory. They're not going to give you all the answers.
They're not.
I don't think so. But it'll be enough to arm you, the listener, the consumer of this information, to ask the right questions, and something that then you can feel comfortable approaching us because you've gotten almost to a little bit know us.
Or if they're dealing with somebody else. I mean, we're fine if you're dealing with somebody else that you already have. And this information just resonated with you because you found it somehow on the web.
Right.
Absolutely.
Our job doing these podcasts is basically to be a resource. Now, if you called us and said, hey, we'd like to meet with you, of course, we're not going to turn you down.
Sure.
But in the cases, we want to be a resource for you,
Yes.
getting information the way you want to get the information. Some people want it face-to-face. Some people want a phone call. Some people want to get their information, like millennials. I want to get it on my phone, or I want to get it on my tablet.
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with anybody until I'm ready to do something.
Right.
Yeah.
So we want to be that resource. Presently right now, we're in multiple states, so this could find you in a state. Don't worry about that. We're presently licensed in Florida, not California, Florida, Arizona, Michigan, Arkansas,
Arizona,
Nevada.
Quite the list.
Indiana, Illinois. So don't let that deter you if you have a question. We're very adaptable to getting licensed in the state. If you came from Arkansas or you came from Tennessee, in fact, Tennessee's next because my brother's getting ready to move to Tennessee. So
Well, we also should note that we have an office in Northwest Indiana, in Valparaiso, and then we also have a second office in Orland Park, Illinois.
Yep.
So we're very versed in going over state lines.
Yes.
So we
have our passports, so we cross the Indiana state line. Don't let geographic worry if you have questions.
Yes.
That basically is what we're trying to say. Am I wrong?
No, you're
No,
not.
and that's the beauty of these podcasts is you could be in the state of Maine or the state of
Right.
Washington or the state of New Mexico and seeing this. And yes, even though we're based out of the Chicagoland area, it doesn't hold us back from being able to help you.
If you're in Maine, please contract with us because I love lobster.
They do a great lobster.
They do great lobster.
So quickly too, just kind of the when of when these are going to be recorded. The basic cadence is going to be about once a month, and I know there's probably a lot of people out there that are saying, "Well, that feels kind of far out and far between." And you know, it'll allow us to then to make sure that if there are major changes that occur on a month-to-month basis, whether that's through Medicare, whether that's through just wealth management as a whole, we are armed with the proper information to share with all of you. And that kind of brings us to the call to action here at the end is, what topics do you want to see?
Yes.
And this is something we encourage you to interact with. If you found this on YouTube, please leave a comment. If you found this on our website, please send us an email through
There's
the
a-
contact
On
information.
the website, you can go to the right-hand corner, you'll see where it says contact us. It'll give all our phone numbers, but it'll also have where you can type in your information and comments. Hey, saw your podcast, really great, we appreciate it. What about this?
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
have you thought about this? Now, if you want a one-on-one, we can call you, or you think, hey, I think this topic, not just for us, you know, my wife and I, or my husband and I, but I think we have a bunch of friends that I think this is really gonna resonate. Can you guys do a podcast on that?
Absolutely.
Yes.
We'll
Yeah.
be more than happy to. We'll research it again, and we'll be more than happy to bring that. We want this to be interactive between you, our hopefully our future fans, and you know, future clients. But we just, like I said, we want to be that resource, or be a resource for you.
Yes.
And not be a Susie Orman or Dave Ramsey, where they're just blanketly just throwing stuff out there without really knowing you guys. I think it's going to be. I don't want to say fun is not the word for it, but I think it's going to be entertaining.
Yes.
I think it will be. I think it will be fun though, still in the sense because, you know, people that are listening to this probably go on the internet looking for things like this. There isn't a lot of it.
No.
There are not a
Not that I
lot
think-
of financial
Not
advisors.
in this field, no.
No, that are publicly sharing some information and are letting you, the viewer, kind of get an inside look
Yeah.
at our operation as a firm amongst, again, in our case, the three of us and just our interaction and things of that nature. So I think that's incredibly important. But again, to that point, you know, reach out. This is about what the people need, right? You
Right.
mentioned service,
The
Service.
being a
Our
servant.
peeps
earlier.
want to know.
Yes.
You know, what is the things that are most important to you and in your life that you want to know more about? And that's what these
And
are.
have been, you know, people have a hard time, a lot of times going,
Yes.
I need help.
Because they think it's a
Because they
stupid
think-
question,
yeah.
and there is no stupid
Or they're
question.
gonna feel, well, they're gonna think I'm silly because all of a sudden now I'm thinking about this.
Yeah, no,
No. The only time it's a bad situation is when you don't ask.
right.
If, you know, because there may be something that you're really stressing about and all of a sudden you get information and it's like, oh, okay,
That's not as bad.
that's
I
not as
thought.
bad as I thought. Or, okay, I saw it from his standpoint, but also heard from a successful woman's standpoint as well.
Yes.
We joke around in the office that we banter. We sit in the office and we'll.
Sometimes almost bigger.
But the thing is as a group, as a firm, we're nimble enough and young, and I don't want to say small enough, but we're nimble enough as a firm that we're always going to do our best at all times for you.
For a family operation.
For a family operation. We treat our clients, your family. We won't do for you what we won't do for our own mom and dads or brothers and sisters.
Right.
In fact, most of our families, for the most part, are clients. We have a couple stragglers that haven't, sipped the Kool-Aid yet, but that's okay. We know money is, again, it's a difficult topic for people to
It's a
talk about.
sensitive thing
Or,
for people to
or what if I tell my brother or my sister, like Tara's case, I have two brothers. What if I tell my brother, that this is going on? Is he going to look at me differently?
Sure.
Or if I tell my mom and dad something, are they going to go, hey, I'm not comfortable telling. We get that. We get the dynamics of families. It's interesting dynamics of family. I know with children, between mom and dad and kids. I'm excited. Having my son to kind of follow up in something that I did or I'm doing is exciting for us. as a firm. So.
It's going to be great. We look forward to it. We hope you enjoyed this first episode. Again, this is just the pilot, letting you get to know who we are, what we do, and what these are going to be for, and look forward to more topics along the way.
If you do want to find out more on your terms, you can go to our website, which is www.PLFG, so Paul Lincoln Frank George.org. There's a lot of really great information on there. Ronald's bio is not up there yet. That'll be changing very soon, but Tara and I do have bios up there. We have some really fun things up there too. I have a good friend of mine that did some funny videos on topics like this, so you can go to our website and look at that. There's a library information. You can click on subjects as well and get that. So, use our website as a resource as well.
Absolutely.
Besides this channel.
Yeah, a great resource. And then again, all these will be linked in the descriptions if you found us on YouTube as well. If you're finding us on social media, you can find through kind of the back channels there as well for the linking in order to get back to our website as well. But this was great. We wish everybody a good one. And that concludes episode 1 of our Playing Legacies podcast series.
Thank you for your time, everybody.
Bye.